We late. Oh my word.
But it is what it is.
We don't even have an intro. I'm sorry, everybody. We was talking offline and got track of time here. But welcome everybody to the show. We're the brothers-in-law, and on this channel, we talk about police involved incidents that occur around the country. And my brother and I give our intake, whether or not the action of the police officers are what a reasonable officer would do. And at the same time, we also look at the citizens to see if they followed our acronym of CALM, which stands for comply, answer questions, listen, and move on. Would their situation had turned out differently? Now, we got a good video lined up tonight. And as I watched it again, I did pick up this time around. This guy says that, hey, he's a sovereign citizen. And I was like, dang, I should have put that in there as well. But I didn't. Nonetheless, we'll get into that. And once again, I think this is another issue with mental health, showing how bad mental health is in the country and how that relates with policing. And if you know somebody with mental health issues, we'll probably give some tips and as from a law enforcement perspective of how to handle that and deal with that. If you know someone who at any given moment can flip the script and cause a ruckus somewhere, and then the police get called on them, hey, these are some things you should tell the dispatcher so that the officer knows what they're getting ready to walk into. Now, like we always say, Mike, that still doesn't neglect the fact that they still could be severely injured or harmed during the call for service.
Yeah.
So we'll get into all that, but as always, if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and hit the like, share, and subscribe button for us, and stay up to date on all our videos that we post. Welcome everybody, Stacy, Scott. It was great seeing you all on here. Hope everybody's doing well. And Mike, go ahead and set it up, man.
What's going on? So this happened in October, early this year, in Florida. Just set it up. A guy called the cops because he was having some kind of disturbance with his the person he was renting the property to, his roommate or something like that. So that's how it starts. You know what I'm saying? They soon find out that he has a warrant for his arrest, and he starts refusing orders. He starts giving them different names, stuff like that. Keep in mind, they know he has a warrant because his roommates told him he had a warrant. They ran his name in the system, and they identified him through a photo on their computer system. Okay, so they knew they had the right person who had a warrant. You know what I'm saying? And this is how it unfolds.
You met this man a few months back. Okay. I thought I could help him, but I can't.
Add the video, Mike. Add the video.
Okay.
I did.
My bad.
What happened today? Peace must be maintained. Right. You feel the peace? You feel it? What happened today, sir? It needs to be maintained. It's pretty peaceful right now. It's my home, and I told him he can't come in without permission. Yeah. So he violated my space, my boundaries. Then came and slammed my door. So he destroyed. Yes, that's destruction of property. Where is he currently? He's currently in my area that I allowed him to stay in. How long has he been staying here? For a few months now. Okay. That him right? Yes. There? And he needs to be evaluated or looked at or whatever you gotta do. Okay. Does he have any weapons? He has no weapons on him. He has no weapons. Do you have any weapons on you? I am the weapon. Okay. Do you have any guns on you? I don't use guns. Okay. That's all we're worried about. Okay. Just stay right here for me, please. Do you have a positive ID on him? Yeah. It's fine. Go check Elvis on the day that I ran. Elroy Clarke is showing possible 49. All right. We're about to go 10-15 on him. We're gonna have a problem. He's a sovereign citizen and pretty big dude. So you can just kind of make your way this way, please.
Okay, so they know he has a warrant at this point. They've confirmed that. You know what I'm saying? They were called there for some disturbance call, some argument. So it turns out he's probably the one with a mental health problem. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, this is how it unfolds. They identified him. They identified him with a photo on the screen, and he has a warrant. So they have to arrest him. Do you think, for our viewers, Corey, do you think he's going to go peacefully? Probably not. So that's why this officer is giving heads up to his supervisors and everything that they are probably going to have to go hands-on with this guy, and it's not going to be pretty. They already know that. They already sense that. So here we go.
Hey, come here. Come here. Elroy.
That's not my name.
It is.
No, it's not.
It is. You got a warrant for your.
Do you know?
You got a warrant for your arrest.
Listen. Calm down.
No one's calming.
Don't listen to that man. Take off your glasses.
What is your name?
It's okay.
What's your name?
Take off. I told you, it's Ben Day.
It's not Ben Day. I got your picture pulled up, man.
That is
You're
not
Elroy.
That is not me.
Okay.
How are you going to tell me who I am?
Because I got proof. I got your picture.
That's proof?
I have your ID.
bullshit.
I have your ID.
That's bullshit. You got bullshit in your hands. In your eye,
Bro,
your car.
calm down.
You're on my land. You're telling me to calm down?
You got a warrant for your arrest.
I've been here peacefully making things happen in my world, in my space. I'm allowed to do that. I haven't troubled anyone. There's been no crime.
Here's what's going to happen.
There's no crime. It's a civil matter, and I said leave. That's all that matters.
Put your hands behind your back.
Listen, it's a civil matter.
402 Central, give me
I
track.
am calm, and it's not about to be. It's not about to be. I want to stay calm. I want to stay calm.
If you fail to comply,
If you fail to comply to what I just said, I want to stay calm. If you fail to comply with what I just said,
put your hands behind your back.
listen, I don't take
we're not
orders
doing
from
it.
you. Listen, you're not touching me.
You're about to get tased.
For what?
You have a warrant for your arrest.
I do not have a warrant.
Put your hands behind your back.
I am Ben Day. Okay. Who's the warrant for?
For you.
For who?
For you.
Who's who? Who's you?
Listen.
Who's you?
Put your hands behind your back.
I am Ben Day. Do you hear what I said?
Do you have an ID?
I am.
So this guy is convincing himself that he is somebody else. Apparently, he doesn't go by the name Elroy, but unfortunately, his real name is Elroy Davis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Let me ask this, Mike.
Yeah.
At arriving on scene and after learning why you're there for the call of service, how soon do you pick up on that this guy is more likely probably a mental health problem?
Yeah, pretty quick. When he starts talking about it's peace,
or is it just he don't want to go to jail?
Yeah, that's true. Or both. You know what I'm saying?
Both.
Nonetheless, this is about to go sideways. Hairs on the back of your neck as an officer start to stand up because this guy ain't gonna go with the program. You know what I'm saying?
No, he's not. He's not.
So you already know that. So here we go.
Ben Day. I'm on my property. I'm not operating in commerce.
Do you have
Is
an
this
ID?
commerce?
I don't know what that is.
You're about to get tased. I'm
Really?
not. Yeah.
You're going to
100%.
tase me on my land.
I will.
You will do that.
I
What's your
will
name?
100% do it.
Suspender.
That's correct.
You will tase
Put your
a
hands
peaceful
behind your
man on his
Okay.
land.
Can we make this peaceful?
It is peaceful. Don't you feel the peace?
No, you're yelling right now.
Okay.
So
Okay. I forgot.
if we are mistaken,
You're mistaken.
if we are mistaken,
If you're mistaken,
we can get this all cleared out.
I am Ben Day.
Right.
That's
Let's-
what it,
okay.
that's what it is. That's what it is.
What's your
That's
date of
all.
birth?
You're looking for who?
What's your date of
Who are
birth?
you looking for?
What is your date of birth?
Who are you looking for? Who are you looking for?
But Jake, you're
Who
matching.
are you looking for?
Elroy.
Okay, you're matching.
You're not
Elroy
Elroy?
doesn't live here.
Okay. Where does Elroy live?
I don't know. Go ask him.
Because Elroy's
Go
address.
ask him.
Elroy's address is here.
Go ask him. Go ask him.
Put your hands behind your
Go
back.
ask Elroy.
Put your hands behind your
Go
back.
ask Elroy.
I'm going to tell you
right
one
now.
more time. Put your hands behind your back.
Keep in mind, they know this guy is Elroy because he was identified by a photograph. Okay, so this guy is weird stuff right now. You know
they probably ID'd him through their DMV records.
Right. So they know he's Elroy. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not matching anything. This is my estate.
Right, but keep this peacefully.
I am being peaceful. I have no weapons on me, and I told you that. I'm allowed to raise my voice. That's not against the law. That's what decibel is it that I need to go past? What decibel is it not peaceful anymore? Tell me that.
Put your hands
Do not touch me.
Put your hands
Hey, do not touch me.
Put your hands behind
Do
your
not
back.
touch me. I'm telling you, do not touch me.
I'm gonna tase
If
you.
you tase me, it's gonna get hot in this bitch. And I'm telling you, it's gonna get hot. I'm telling you, it's gonna get hot. I don't care. Go ahead.
I'm gonna.
Okay, at this point, the cops are not going to just walk away. Okay, for people who think they could just walk away, they're not going to just walk away. If you have a warrant and the system confirms that you have a warrant, you go with the police. You know what I'm saying? Anything else can be sorted out a different way. But right now, you got to go.
Now, you know I also, and this is for Tone. Tone, this is, I believe a little bit of me is saying, like, you know, they're taking too long to get this dude, but at the same time, I believe they're doing their very best to try to do this in the least as peacefully as possible, and just trying to get him to comply. The first letter in the acronym are called comply, answer questions, listen, and move on. But they're trying hard to get him there, but he's not meeting it.
Right. He ain't going with the program. You know what I'm saying?
No, he ain't going with the program.
They don't want it to, but they know this is about to get ugly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right.
Put your hands behind your back.
Listen.
Put your hands behind your back.
Go ahead and do what you gotta do. Go ahead. Don't touch me though. You're not allowed to touch me.
Back up.
Maintain 1 arm distance from me for your own safety.
Taser, taser, taser.
Hey.
Taser, taser.
Stop. Get on the ground.
Just get on the ground, please.
OC, OC. Get on the ground.
I gave you everything.
As you can see, a taser is not always effective. Neither is pepper spray. Not always effective. Here we go.
And this is how you treat on the ground, please. I gave you on the ground. I gave you everything. Don't touch me.
Stay on the ground.
Do not touch me. If you touch me, you're gonna see something you don't want to see.
Elroy, come on.
Get on the ground.
Come on.
For your safety.
Get on the ground.
I'm telling you.
Let's make this peaceful.
This is peace and love. This is peace and love.
Come on, Elroy.
This is peace and love.
Get on the ground.
Peace and love.
Just get on the ground.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Don't touch me.
Elroy. Come on.
I'm not Elroy.
What is your name again?
I'm Benday.
Benday. Then put your hands behind your back.
On your back.
I'm not getting my hands behind my back. This is my land. And do not shoot me with that shit again.
Then just listen.
Go ahead and hit me with that and let it bend. And then you'll see.
Back up.
Hit me with that and
back up.
It's right here. It's okay.
Back up.
Hit me right here.
Benday.
Hit me. I'm giving you
Back
permission.
up.
I'm giving you permission to show you so you can see.
Well, where is it?
Why are you listening to this man?
He's trying to help you.
Why are you listening to this man?
He's trying to help you.
Why are you listening to this man?
He's trying to help you.
Get on the ground.
I'm getting on the ground. I'm not getting on the ground.
They're on the ground.
Take your gun out and shoot.
I'm not going to shoot you.
No, so you can see.
I don't want to shoot you.
So you can see.
I don't want to shoot you.
Do not touch me.
Put your hands behind your back.
It's a civil matter, and I told you.
And now we're trying to figure something else out.
Hey, do not go on my grass. Get off my grass. Get off my grass. Tell him to get off my grass.
He's been tased twice and sprayed.
Tell him to get off my grass. I've been tased.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground. behind your back. Hands behind your back. Get a damn fucking taste, motherfucker. All right. Ease up. Ease up. No, face. I'm fed up. You know? Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
As you can see, he's throwing these officers around like rag dolls, first of all.
Yeah.
And
now
they had him on the ground, but they lost control of him because this is a big dude. You know what I'm saying? When somebody is really fighting you, Corey, as you know, it can be tough getting them down with their hands behind their back. You know what I'm saying? This third officer comes in, MF and that. Keep in mind, we're already at a point where he's been tased and he's been pepper sprayed. So, you know, that third officer knows that, okay, this guy needs to be taken down with force because he ain't going with the program.
Well,
here you go.
To Tone's question, he said he's not being violent, though he's not complying. Any reason for taser pepper spray? Well, yeah, he's not complying. So therefore, I need to take the next step to get you in the handcuffs. And if that is to tase you so I can detain you, then that's what I'm going to do. If I have to OC spray you to get control of you, that's what I'm going to do. And just because he is actually resisting because he is not complying. So, you know,
and as you can see, the taser at the end there, it worked because he was on the ground. He fell on the ground and he locked up, right? They tried to handcuff him, but he broke free. Remember, folks, a taser is not used just only when you're violent. It's used when you're non-compliant. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you don't have to be violent, Tone. You know what I'm saying? But if you're non-compliant, well, I got to get you handcuffed and you are refusing to be handcuffed. A taser is to lock you up and make it, hopefully, make it easier for the officer to handcuff you.
And you know, like you just said a few minutes ago, the taser doesn't always work on people. And being that this guy I agree with you, Scott, is acting like this, and the taser is not affecting him. Makes me also think too, okay, this guy's probably got mental health issues. He's probably on something. Why is he not complying? Is he acting as a normal citizen? No, something's wrong with this dude, obviously.
Here we go.
Stay down. Stay down.
You're gonna get shot, motherfucker. I'm telling you. You're gonna get fucking shot. Not gonna work. Get on the ground.
It's not gonna work. You're incompetent. Get on the ground. What?
If you shoot him, you have to.
Not lethal. Not right now.
You finna murder him.
No one's gonna get murdered.
We don't want to get on the ground.
Get on the ground.
Get on the fucking ground. That's murder.
Get on the ground.
That's murder.
Hey, shut up.
That is murder.
Get on the ground.
Keep in mind, as an officer, that guy in the background shouting murder and this and that, you know, he's not involved here. So you got to block that out and stay focused on what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? You know, that guy in the background yelling, that's murder, don't shoot him. First of all, as you can see, they're not ready to shoot him. He's not creating that kind of violence, if you will, for officers to use deadly force.
Right.
At this point.
At this point, correct.
Here we go.
My brother.
Benday, come on.
It's a civil matter.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground. That's a civil for no reason. Get on the ground. Looking for. This guy is a bad actor. Get on the ground.
Get on the ground.
Come on, Benday.
Just get on the ground. What is
Or
your
two,
problem?
K9.
Get on the ground. Get your hand off your gun. He's not on. Get on the ground.
You're ETA.
Get your hand off your gun.
Benday, come on, man.
You're incompetent.
11 minutes.
You get your hand off your gun. He's not on.
402 Central Cell update. We're still attempting to take into custody, trying to avoid lethal at this point. 402 Central, we going less lethal?
That's called a beanbag.
This is a beanbag.
shotgun.
This is a beanbag. You don't want this. Trust me.
It shoots a beanbag at you, and it hurts.
Get on the ground. You don't want this. You'll get water later. You'll get water later. You can get on the ground
less
now.
lethal force too.
Palmer, move. Get on the ground. You're going to be beanbagged if you don't get on the ground.
Get on the fucking ground.
Keep in mind, pepper spray didn't work, taser didn't work, hands-on didn't work because he threw him around like a rag doll. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Here you go.
Every part now, listen. On today. Yeah.
Really, he's been down.
What are you looking for?
Get on the ground now.
What are you looking for?
Get on the ground. You, Elroy. Then get on the ground. We can sort it out. But you're going to be handcuffed in the meantime.
He got a gun in his hand. He's got a gun in his fucking hand. That's less than lethal. Calm down. He's got a gun in his fucking hand right there.
This is an example of a citizen who's a bystander who has no idea what's going on, but he's yelling stuff because he's seen stuff probably on TV in the media or something like that. He's afraid this guy is going to get shot. You know what I'm saying? So he might get shot, but he ain't getting shot right now. That's a beanbag shotgun. It shoots beanbags at you, which is less than lethal force. Okay, a high level force, but nonetheless is less lethal. You know what I'm saying? Here we go.
Get on the ground.
I'm telling you right now.
Get on the ground.
I don't know if I'm able to take it.
Less lethal. Less lethal. Less lethal. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
And that beanbag is painful. So
Get on the fucking ground, dude.
the fact, as you can see,
Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Shots fired. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Now these officers tried everything. Once he charges you, change the whole thing, Corey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now you have to ask yourself. I mean, most people still say, you know, they should have been able to handle it, shouldn't have shot him. But at the same time, three of them couldn't handle him. Now at this point, the man, you know, rushes and charges at you. Well, he already outpowered three, you guys. What would he do if he got his hands on this one single officer, right? And had his gun. Now you started from the lowest level of force and escalated all up. Now, typically, it really happens really fast. You can go from the least to deadly force in the drop of a hat. But they strung this out as long as they could, and to not have to shoot.
Right. And the only reason why they shot him with lethal is because he charged at the officer. Okay. You don't, like you said, Corey, you don't know what to expect if this guy charges you. He charges you. Obviously, you have to assume the worst. And when you have the beanbag shotgun, it's quite common that the other officer has deadly force.
Deadly force, yeah.
Same time, because you might have to go from less lethal to lethal in a split second.
Yeah, and I think this is another lesson to for people to see that it's you know, you have these tools around your waist for a reason, but they all aren't always effective. And then it all, you know, it can come down to a situation like this where you're left with no choice, where you have to use deadly force. And as you'll see here in a few minutes, you know, that's something officers just don't want to do. For everybody who, you know, always rambles on and says that, you know, these guys are out here just, you know, trigger happy. No, police aren't trigger happy. Do you have bad apples? 100%. 100%. But the majority, the 99.9% of the officers out there, man, don't nobody want to pull that doggone trigger. Trust me. You have that 1% that would do dumb stuff and should never have been a cop that ends up in. But I take my hat off to these guys. I mean, they did their best to try to not to have to shoot this guy. But when you charge at an officer like he did, I mean, what do you expect to happen, folks? Let's hear your comments. What do you expect to happen if you charge at an officer? Somebody charges at you that's bigger than you and stronger than you and probably high on something. And the only thing you have is your weapon. Nothing else has helped. Somebody comes charging at you that's three times your size, on drugs, coming at you, and all you think you have is your weapon. How many are you going to shoot?
Yeah, you have to assume the worst. You don't have time to sit here and negotiate. We're past that. You know what I'm saying? We're way past that. You have to make a decision. Are you going to shoot this guy who's charging at you, or are you going to let him catch up to you? And who knows what can happen? You know what I'm saying? Right. You can't take that chance as an officer. You have to take action. You know what I'm saying? You can't take a chance of him reaching you and doing something to you. You
right. And what if he got a hold of that gun, Mike?
Right. You know, exactly. Like you said, Corey, he already overpowered 3 officers as it is.
As it is. Correct.
Right. Let's keep going.
Less lethal. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Times 2. Get on the ground. I know. Get on the fucking ground, dude. The next thing. Get on the ground.
You think that officer was counting his rounds, Corey?
No.
Do you
not
think
at
he
all.
was actually counting how many times he shot this dude?
Not at all. And he was backing up.
And to stop that guy from charging at him.
You shoot until the threat is stopped.
Right. You ain't paying attention to how many rounds you shot. We'll find out later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But right now, I'm pulling that. I'm dumping the mag on you if I have to.
Yeah, I'm still blown away, Mike, how those beanbag rounds didn't affect that dude. Like, those things hurt, man.
Yeah, they hurt. So that gives you an idea that he was shot twice with him, and it seemed to have no effect. You know what I'm saying?
None. I'd be willing to bet that he was on something. I love to see the toxicology report and see what was in his system.
Yeah.
Something has to be in there because normal people that would have put them down. That those beanbags would have put the
you certainly would have gave up.
Right. I mean, OC spray would have had majority of the people, but not too. I mean, I've seen people not being affected by OC spray, but not too many people. Right. But this guy, yeah.
All right, let's keep it going here.
Shots fired!
Stop that, Mike.
Shots fired, 420.
Stop. You hear that officer's voice breathing, right? He's freaking out right now because he shot somebody. And this is why I'm saying you all, not our viewers here, but there's folks out here that think that, you know, police officers just get up every day and want to just go gun down black people, right? No, that's just a lie, right? This guy is devastating now that he just shot somebody.
And he about to go into panic attack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's about to go into panic.
You can argue that maybe he should be a cop for that. You know, the average citizen will argue that. But he's about to go into a panic attack here because he just took a life. And he knows he took a life. And that is not something that he is processing well. He had to do what he had to do.
He had to do what
You know
he
what
had
I'm
to do.
But I don't think his brain is catching up to what just happened just now. Here we go.
Right.
That's fine.
Hey, calm down. Hey, breathe. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. In, out. In. Hey. Look at me. No. Come on, face this way. Deep breath. Deep. No. Me.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Deep breath.
I'm good.
I know. Deep breath. I want to hear deep breaths. Like that. One more. Come on. No. You're saying enough. Come on.
I get a shot of it.
Come on. It's okay.
I got you. I didn't want to do that.
All right, stop, Mike. You hear what he's saying? The guy said he didn't want to do that. Cops don't want to shoot nobody, man. They got family too. They want to go home too. This guy knows now, he's gonna be affected by this for the rest of his life. That he had to take a man's life, and he's gonna always question himself: should I have done that? You know what I mean? He's gonna Monday morning quarterback his own shooting for the rest of his life. The guy is overwhelmed. Yeah, it affects. I'm telling you what. Even Mike, like I said, I've said it over and over on this show. When I've had pulled my weapon out, I'm telling you, I was praying to God that I never had to pull that trigger. Every time I pulled it out, I always was saying to myself, Lord, please don't let me shoot. Please don't let me shoot, Lord. Please don't let me shoot. As I'm giving the people the commands to do what I need them to do. I'm asking the Lord because I know I didn't want to ever have to shoot nobody. Especially over something that, doesn't result in somebody having to be shot, right? Did this guy have to be shot? No, but he put himself in that situation to where you left the officer no choice but to shoot, right?
And some people would say, okay, he lost his life because he had a warrant. Well, he didn't lose his life because he had a warrant. He lost his life because he decided to charge an officer under situations that any normal person would just give up, But he was putting this officer's life in jeopardy by charging him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's funny, Corey, because as an officer, you are mentally prepared if you have to shoot someone. But if you actually are in a situation where you shot someone, you'll never know how that can affect you until it happens, right? Fortunately, in my 26 years, I never had to shoot someone. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the difference, Mike. Like, yeah, it's one thing to shoot at targets, right? You shoot at targets all day, but when it comes down to the wire where you got to really shoot somebody, it's a whole different point of view, right? Everybody's big and bad while they're at the gun range shooting targets, but when you got to put rounds down range and really hit somebody and take a life and then watch them take their last breath, man. I mean, even though I've seen worked a lot of crashing, a lot of people lost their lives in automobile crash, and I've seen a lot of people take their last breath. And even though I'm not even part of the crash, man, that hurts me just to see that. So just imagine, being an officer and having to pull the trigger and then watch that person take their last breath. That hurt. That's tough, right? Yeah. And who you don't want to be put in a situation. That's why the acronym CALM is so important. And it probably would not have worked in this situation because I believe this guy might have been on some type of drug. I don't know. I'm speculating, folks.
Or just had a mental health problem,
or had a serious mental health problem. But for the average person who finds themselves in contact with law enforcement, that's why the acronym CALM is so important. Comply. answer their questions, listen to what they had to say, and move on. Whether you did something that results you to going to jail, or you getting a ticket and you're being released and you're going on about your business, just stay calm. Don't put yourself, self in a position to where you end up putting that officer in the pickle to have to use deadly force, or get that wrong officer and put them in a situation where they do something stupid, right?
Yeah.
And you have a right to go home just as much as they have to go home, right to go home at the end of that traffic stop. I just can't stress the acronym calm enough. That is just huge.
Yeah. Let's finish. I think it's only 48 seconds. So let's finish this real quick.
Sure.
Oh, come on. You're fine. Alex, I got you. Come on. I got you.
You're fine. I'm good. I'm breathing.
You gotta come sit with me. Come on, sit in my car.
Yeah.
How many times do you think he shot? Let me count it. Let me see if I can.
I'm breathing.
You gotta come sit with me. Come on, sit in my car.
One, two. That's probably a magazine dump. 16, at least 16 rounds.
At least 11 that I could actually count for sure.
Right.
Shots fired.
11 for sure.
Yeah. And like I said, you see how fast 11 to 16 rounds could go. In the situation. That's how fast it goes.
Yeah. And he was still going. He was still going. Again, that's what leads me to believe that he probably was on something, Mike. And along with mental health issues. But that's how fast it happens, right? You think if he just shot one time and didn't shoot anymore, it'd be a different result, right? That's why we shoot to stop the threat. I don't stop shooting until the threat is stopped. Yeah, Blackjack, that's what I had counted, but I think I missed something. So I'm probably more with Scott in the real. It's probably between 15 and 17 shots, but I counted 11, but I know I missed something in there. But
just to show you, it's a good example of, people don't understand. Well, they shot him 50 times. Well, if you got more than one officer firing his gun, 50 rounds, as you can see, it don't take long to get 50 shots off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's with a semi-automatic pistol where you have to pull the trigger once for every shot fired. Right.
And I also say too, now he was the only one that shot, which was a good thing because you had the drop barrier. You didn't want crossfire going on in there too. So he was the only one. Of course, he was the only one that was really facing the threat because he was running away from the other officers and running directly to this officer that shot him. So good on them for not, all being trigger happy and just starting shooting because there was an opportunity to shoot. Yeah. And that right there is good training, right? They look, I don't have a shot, I can't shoot. I mean, we're training that in the military all the time. You sometimes you can't get your gun in the fight, and that's just how it is. And that's one of the situations here. Not everybody had a shot, which was good. And just the one officer shot. So it's tragic. The guy ultimately ended up losing his life, and I guess it's still under further investigation.
Yeah. All from a simple warrant to where all you have to do is be arrested. You know what I'm saying? Being arrested compared to losing your life.
Right.
It's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy. And the warrant was just from a traffic violation from what I read in one article.
Oh, was it?
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, really,
it must have been a serious traffic violation if they wanted him booked in the jail. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
not
well,
released.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. It must have been reckless driving or something. I don't know. But it was a traffic violation that he had a warrant. Maybe he didn't show up for court. I mean, that could be reason too. But uh, nonetheless, a warrant shouldn't end up with somebody being killed, right?
Right. It shouldn't. Yeah, that's right. Now I these officers, I don't see anything wrong that they did.
Okay, Scott says from as a failure to appear warrant. That's what I thought too, Scott.
Okay.
Failure to appear warrant on a traffic violation would be the underlying charge.
These officers tried everything in the book that they could do to get this guy to comply. And unfortunately, it ended up this way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, like we say, Corey, did he get shot because of a warrant? No. He didn't get shot because of a warrant. He got shot because he charged the officer. He had been tased, beanbag, pepper spray, hands on. None of that stuff worked.
None of that worked. And these are all the escalations of force, right? You're using less lethal all the way up to deadly force. These guys, with the exception of using the ass, which is the nightstick, they used all the tools on their belts.
Yeah. And keep in mind, folks, there is a force continuum, but you could jump around too. You don't have to start at the bottom and go all the way to the top unless you have time to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
and which they did.
To the top,
right.
Just like that.
Right. In which they had time. Time was on their side here. Right. And until it ran out. Right. But you some would say they waited too long to try to get him in handcuffs, but that's neither here nor there. Every officer is different. My
like
crazy
said, they tried to go hands on and get him cuffed, but he broke free from them.
He broke free. And they probably knew he might have been on something and mental health. They knew that's why they were a little hesitant, I think. Yeah. But eventually, I mean, they worked through all their progressions, utilizing the tools on their belt, and to ultimately end up having to use deadly force because he charged at him. And I mean, it's like I said, it's sad all the way around. No officer wants to have to take somebody's life at the end of the day. But let us know what you guys think. Did the officer act as a reasonable officer? Did they get this guy?
What would you have done?
What would you guys have done? Let us know what you think. Drop us a comment down below, and also link this video. I'll put the link to the video down below in the description, so you can go back and take a look at it without any interruptions. And that then and after the officer shot him, and just to hear him break down like that and start crying, just it kind of hits you, like, especially being a law enforcement officer, prior law enforcement officer. It brings the humanism out, if you will, of police officers. Like, they're humans too, right? They got emotions too. Again, we know there's bad officers, right, Mike? We know there's bad ones out there, but in this situation right here, I give these guys, hey, you did what you had to do.
Yep. Yeah.
You did what you had to do.
Let me know what you guys think of this video. It was a good one, and it was kind of lengthy, but it was something going on the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's another example of how, if you let the news media get a hold of it, will spin it out as this, black man can't even,
he got shot on his own property because of war.
Right.
That's how that'll read.
Right.
When that's not the case at all. That's not quite
that's not the case. That's not why he got killed. Right. So, again, if you know someone that has mental health issues like that, first of all, don't go calling the police on yourself. That would be number one. Like, and it's somebody should have been there to help. I think that friend or neighbor or whoever his roommate was.
I hear you, Tom.
I think that he should have, tried to. Yeah, I don't know. I think that somebody in that house should have been out there trying to help talk the guy down. Now, is this one of those situations, Mike, where you have like what do you guys call them out there that go right along?
Right along.
Yeah, or a mental health type person. Come out there to
that made a difference. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean.
And Tom, let me ask you this: what if they have 4 extra officers there? In this situation, would that have made a difference? Because he ended up charging the officer. You know what I'm saying? So he would have charged the officer even if there were more officers there. The same outcome would have happened, I think, even if there were more officers. He changed that scenario once he charged the officer.
I just read what he said. Tony, I would have waited for more backup. They had 12 officers to put social media squirrel down. Yeah, that was kind of messed up. You storm and break in to a man's house to get his squirrel. Anyway, that's probably another show within itself, Mike. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Let us know what you think about the show. If you like the content of it, tell us what you really like about it. If not, keep your comments to yourself. Still hit that like button. Give us a thumbs up. Share this out far and wide for us, folks. And talk to you, folks, family members, about mental health. Let's start doing what we can on our side. You know, somebody with mental health issues, talk to them. If they're one of these ones that are, like to get out and get away from the house, let the dispatch know as much information about them as possible. If they seem that they may be a threat, let them know, because the more information the officer has when he arrives on scene, the better the outcome of it should be. It's not saying that it's going to always end peacefully. I mean, but the more information they had, the better they can try to gain control of the situation without anybody being hurt.
I see Jesus loves you.
Yeah, man. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up, man. We hope you liked it, got something out of it. Again, like I said, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button for us. Leave us a comment down below on your thoughts on this video. And we'll be back next week with another one for you guys. That being said, Mike, final words.
Thanks for joining us, Tone, Mrs. Taylor, Jesus loves you, Scott. I see you guys on here. Always appreciate to see you on here.
Blackjack.
Yeah, Blackjack. I see you. And see you next week for another one.
See y'all. Be safe. Have a great weekend. Happy Veterans Day.